Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Hold Your Horses with Kevin, and this week I'm talking about the recent climate conference in Glasgow. And if you ask, hey Kevin, why are you always one step behind the news cycle? Didn't that happen like a couple of weeks ago? Don't you have like a full-time operation? I say to you, am I the one who didn't subscribe? Am I the one who didn't press the like button? Huh? You talking about the news cycle here with me? I've had enough of this. You know what? Just stop.
But the fact that China, trying to assert, understandably, a new role in the world as a world leader, not showing up, come on. The single most important thing that's gotten the attention of the world is climate. Everywhere. How do you do that and claim to be able to have any leadership now?
Come on, China. You want to assume a leadership role in the global community? Well, you've got a lot to learn from America. Just look at how seriously the U.S. is treating the climate conference.
This is my message from Earth to come.
Wake up, man!
Jeez, relax. I showed up, didn't I? Now, what exactly does President Biden mean by China didn't show up with commitments to address climate change? Because I think a lot of people would disagree. Just ask this driver.
我是10月1号从深圳出发回湖南的耒阳服务区的时候呢，必须得充点电了。结果到了那个充电站呢，特别多的车在那里排队。我3点半到达耒阳服务区，排了整整4个小时，7点半才开始充电。那4个小时我连洗手间都不敢上，因为怕被插队。
You know what should be a prerequisite for EV owners? A capacious and strong bladder. Speaking of which, 停一下，今天喝多了咖啡。Jokes aside, China is now the world's largest EV market, and it has the world's largest charging network. The transition to green consumption in a green economy won't be all smooth sailing for sure, but the Chinese are doing as much as they can, as fast as they can. But apparently, China is still not going fast or far enough in the eyes of the West. How China could change the world by taking meat off the menu. China's love for meat is threatening its green movement.
This monument to greasy gluttony,
almost there,
almost done with this single bypass,
is called the Heart Attack Grill.
Right, ladies?
The Heart Attack Grill prides itself on pushing limits, along with belt sizes. Diners must wear hospital gowns. People 350 pounds plus eat free. And new to this menu, a burger with 8 patties, almost 20,000 calories. That's the equivalent of nearly 40 Big Macs. Oh, and if you don't finish your meal, you get spanked by a nurse.
You know what? Everybody needs to just hold their horses. The whole climate change discussion has become like a blame game. The developing countries are calling out the developed world for having caused the overwhelming share of historical carbon emissions and the broken promise of climate finance. And the developed world blames China for being that guy that makes too much noise when playing the drum. What I just said about the drum and the noise doesn't really make any sense, does it? Well, it shouldn't. China is both the world's most populous nation and the largest manufacturer of goods, for crying out loud. Made in China is kind of like time for gossip in the office. Even if you think you don't have it, you will find it. No. No need to apologize to the Chinese. Just apologize to whoever raised you and hoped you wouldn't turn out to be such a bigot. Anyways, back to the climate conference.
Most countries agreed on new and more ambitious targets for reducing emissions.
But the pledges fell short of what science says is needed to stop the world from heating beyond a dangerous 1.5 degrees Celsius. India insisted on a last-minute watering down of the final text, changing references of a coal phase out to a phase down. And wealthy nations resisted calls to create a mechanism to compensate poor countries suffering the worst effects of climate change.
Look, I think the world's governments, or at least some of them, are looking at climate change the wrong way. This is not a prisoner's dilemma where the cheater, the one who doesn't put in the work, wins. This is a weakest link type of situation where if one of us fails, all of us fail. And unless you're one of those guys who's already got a ticket to space, we will all be on Mothership Earth together for better or worse.